Obsession. It's a word most people fear. They treat it like a sickness, like an addiction. But what they don't realize is that obsession is the engine of greatness. Every masterpiece ever created, every skyscraper that touches the clouds, every titan who rewrote history was driven not by balance, but by an obsession that consumed them, carved them, crushed them, and rebuilt them. You see, average minds avoid obsession. They want comfort, safety. They play it safe, live in moderation, stay within limits. But the 1%, they burn with something deeper. They sacrifice sleep for vision, comfort for conviction, pleasure for purpose. And that's the difference. Because you cannot build a legacy with a lukewarm heart. You cannot rise above the noise with a half-baked plan. You cannot unlock your potential if your soul isn't screaming for more. You must be obsessed. Utterly, entirely, irrevocably. The battlefield of success isn't out there. It's not in the boardroom, the gym, the market, or even the clock. It's in your mind. Everything you'll ever achieve begins with what you allow or deny in that space between your ears. You have two options every day. Repeat the past or rewire it. The 1% don't think like the 99. They don't say, "I'll try." They say, "I will." They don't wait for motivation. They move with discipline. They don't ask, "What if I fail?" They demand, "What if I succeed beyond reason?" You must understand, your mind is not a pet. It's a beast, and you either tame it, train it, and direct it with clarity, or it will devour your potential. Start feeding your mind like it's the temple of your future. No more junk thinking. No more victimhood. No more blaming the system, the parents, the government, the timing. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become despite it. Let me ask you something. When did you stop believing? Was it the moment they laughed at your dreams? The day you were told you're not good enough? The moment you failed and thought, maybe they were right? Here's the truth. You were born to believe. As children, we dreamed in galaxies. We saw ourselves as warriors, kings, astronauts, giants. And then the world whispered in our ear, "Be realistic. Stay in your lane. Don't want too much." That was the day most people died, even though their bodies kept moving. But obsession, it reawakens the belief buried beneath the rubble. It is the fire that says, "I don't care what."
You must believe in yourself so hard that even your doubt starts doubting itself. You will never hit a target you cannot see. The mind must be aimed, laser focused. Obsession starts with vision. Not just a dream, a blueprint, a visual prophecy, the clearest image of who you must become. Muhammad Ali didn't just fight. He saw himself as a champion years before the world agreed. Elon Musk didn't just build companies. He saw Mars while others were still stuck in traffic. Vision is the lens that filters distractions. It's what separates movement from progress. It's what tells you, no, that party doesn't matter. No, that relationship isn't aligned. No, that shortcut leads nowhere. You must see your future self so clearly that it hurts to remain where you are. Wake up every day and walk toward that vision like a soldier on a mission. See it, Breathe it, speak it, obsess over it until it pulls you like gravity. Because when you are obsessed, the world begins to move out of your way. Do you think it's supposed to be easy? No. If it were easy, everyone would live their dream, but they don't because they quit when it hurts. But pain is not your enemy. It is your guide, your compass, your sculptor. It shapes the obsessed like fire shapes steel. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for TV. Michael Jordan cut from his high school team. They didn't stop because of pain. They rose because of it. Your purpose will be forged in your worst moments, in the days where nothing works, in the nights where no one believes in you, in the silence where you have only one choice: break or build. And the obsessed, they build. They don't avoid the fire, they run toward it, because they know diamonds are only born under pressure. You want to win like the 1%? Then stop asking for it to be easier. Get obsessed with becoming stronger. The obsessed are not addicted to results. They're addicted to routine. Discipline is the hidden superpower of every elite mind. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It's the 4 a.m. alarm when no one is watching. It's the workout when your body screams, rest. It's the study when others are scrolling. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your greatness. And obsession, it is the fuel that drives that discipline day after day. You can't do it when you feel like it. You must do it because it's who you are. Discipline is not a task list. It's an...
Do not expect success without systems. Do not expect transformation without consistency. The 1% didn't get there because of luck. They got there because they outlasted everyone else. They weren't better. They were more obsessed with the process. Dreams without action are just fantasies. And fantasies won't change your life. You can sit in silence and visualize all you want. But unless you get up and move, nothing changes. Action is what separates the believers from the doers. And the 1%, they are not waiting for the perfect plan. They execute fast, learn faster, and never stop moving forward. Obsession doesn't wait. Obsession doesn't pause to overthink. Obsession charges into the unknown, knowing that clarity comes through movement, through friction, through trial, through error. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he created the light bulb. And when asked why he kept going, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." That's obsession. That's the mindset of a builder, of a legend, of someone who refuses to die with their greatness still inside them. You want to change your life? Stop waiting. Start right now. Messy, imperfect, brutal, but real. The 1% don't just take action, they take relentless action. Every single day. When it's raining, when they're broke, when they're tired, when it feels like no one's watching. Because they know the world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Gratitude isn't about comfort. It's not about waiting until life is perfect to say thank you. Gratitude is a weapon in the hands of the obsessed. Because when you're grateful, you don't complain, you create. When you're grateful, you don't compare, you build. When you're grateful, you find fuel in every failure. You see lessons where others see loss. The 1% understand that pain and pressure are privileges. They're signs.
Blockbuster refused to adapt. Netflix changed the world. Kodak resisted change. Instagram buried them. This is not just about fitness or money or mindset. This is about legacy. You either reinvent yourself every season or you become outdated, mentally, financially, physically, spiritually. The obsessed, they are students of change. They don't resist it, they lead it. They watch the trends. They study the patterns. They adjust the sails before the storm hits. And most of all, they never fall in love with the way things are. They fall in love with what they can become.
You want to win like the 1%, then you better learn how to adapt faster than everyone else. Life is going to hit you, that's a guarantee. You will be betrayed, you will be underestimated, you will fail in front of people who prayed you would. And the average, they break, they fold, they retreat. But the obsessed, they rise again and again and again. Not because it's easy, because they refuse to stay down. Resilience is not pretending you're okay. It's standing up when every bone in your body screams stay down. It's showing up on the darkest day of your life and saying, I'm not done yet. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in a prison cell. And when he walked out, he didn't seek revenge. He changed the world. That's resilience. That's what obsession gives you. Not just strength, but the ability to endure anything for your cause. So don't run from the storm. Let it teach you. Let it sharpen you. Let it show the world who you are when it all falls apart. Because the 1%,
they don't break. They bend and rebuild, stronger than ever. Every master was once a beginner. Every icon was once invisible. The 1% aren't born different. They're built different. And they're built through obsession with learning. They devour knowledge. They read, they ask, they experiment. They're addicted to wisdom. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours a day. Kobe Bryant watched film until his eyes burned. Da Vinci dissected bodies to understand human form. They weren't trying to be better than others. They were obsessed with becoming better than they were yesterday. You must become a student of your craft, a monk of your discipline, a scholar of your mission. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more masters. And mastery is earned in silence, sweat, and years of repetition. Every second you spend learning, every hour you spend refining, is a brick in the cathedral of your destiny.
Never stop learning, because the moment you think you've arrived is the moment you begin to fall. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision, and the obsessed have made that decision every single day. to say yes to purpose and no to pleasure, yes to progress and no to procrastination. Discipline is the muscle the 1% train harder than their biceps, harder than their bank account. It's the invisible thread that runs through everything they do, from the second they wake up to the moment their head hits the pillow. Self-discipline is doing the reps when the cameras are off. It's closing the fridge when no one's watching. It's reading another page when your brain is fried. It's showing up for the life you said you wanted, even when your feelings scream for comfort. Feelings don't build empires, discipline does. Every time you choose long-term gain over short-term gratification, you sharpen your edge. You push your ceiling higher. You forge a version of you that cannot be broken by hunger, laziness, or fear. The 1% are not the strongest. They are the most disciplined under pressure, and that's what makes them lethal. The rich don't just think differently, they live differently, and it starts in the mind, not with money, with identity. The poor think in terms of hours. The wealthy think in terms of value. The poor trade time, the wealthy trade results. The obsessed don't chase money. They create value so undeniable that money chases them. Listen carefully. You don't attract wealth by wanting it. You attract it by becoming the person who commands it. That means mastering a craft. That means solving bigger problems. That means controlling your attention, your habits, your relationships, your investments. The 1% don't play the lottery. They study markets, they buy assets, they build networks, they scale ideas, and most importantly, they remove every internal block that whispers, "You don't deserve this." Because they know wealth is not just an external goal, it's an internal alignment. You must become the kind of person who can carry millions without being crushed by them. That's how the obsessed rise, not by accident, by mental elevation first, financial elevation second. Success is earned in silence, in study halls, in back rooms, in the hours no one sees. And the obsessed, they treat knowledge like oxygen. They inhale it, they drown in it. Because they know the more you learn, the more you earn, the more you prepare, the sharper your performance. Stop scrolling, start reading, stop zoning out, start zoning in.
Your brain is the greatest asset you will ever own. And every second spent learning compounds like interest. Every paragraph, every note, every line, it's a brick in the castle of your future. The 1% don't learn to pass tests. They learn to conquer life, to navigate complexity, to think differently, to stand at the top and say, "I am not here by chance. I'm here because I prepared when others played." That's obsession. Not just to know, but to understand so deeply you can teach it blindfold. Your body is not a vehicle, it's a weapon. And if you don't sharpen it, it will rust. It will betray you when you need it most. The obsessed treat their body like sacred ground, not for vanity, for vitality, for performance, for legacy. Because what good is a millionaire mind if the vessel carrying it is weak? The gym isn't about abs, it's about integrity. It's about showing up when you're sore, when you're tired, when no one else is going. It's about doing that extra rep that no one will ever see, but you will remember. That weight's on your shoulders. It's more than iron. It's your excuses, your limits, your past self, and every time you lift it, you're saying, "I will not be owned by weakness." The 1% are not just mentally sharp, they are physically prepared. They are ready for war, internally and externally. So build your temple. Train like your life depends on it, because one day, it might. You cannot conquer the world until you conquer yourself. Emotions run the world, but the 1%, they run their emotions. They know how to feel anger without becoming destructive, how to feel fear without becoming frozen, how to feel grief without becoming lost, how to feel joy without becoming complacent. Emotional mastery is not detachment, it's control, it's awareness, it's power. The obsessed don't suppress emotion. They channel it. They turn pain into drive, doubt into fire, love into obsession, and heartbreak into rebirth. You will be tested. You will be broken. You will feel everything in this life. But the question is, what will you do with what you feel? Let it shape you, not destroy you. Because when your mind is clear, your body is trained, and your emotions are aligned, there is nothing on this earth that can stop you. This is your time. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. The world is not waiting, it's moving, fast.
And if you rise with obsession, you will be buried by mediocrity. You were not born to blend in. You were born to build, to break, to burn, to rise, to become something so rare that even history cannot ignore you. The 1% are not better than you. They were just willing to do what others wouldn't, to live differently, to think radically, to commit endlessly. They bled for it, sacrificed for it, obsessed over it, until it became reality. And now it's your turn. No more maybe, no more someday. Get obsessed. Move with fire. Think with focus. Act with fury. Become the person who looks back a year from now and whispers, I did it. I actually did it. That's how the 1% win. That's how you will win. Not with luck, with obsession.